Everybody, and welcome to Down the Middle. I am your host, Xavier Ortega, and unfortunately, my partner, my father, Marlon Ortega, is not going to be here today because he was so irate after the first match of tonight's pay-per-view that he decided to bail out of this. But I'm going out alone, and I'm going to try my best. Today, we're recovering Hell in a Cell 2020, which was a passable pay-per-view, and we're going to explain why in a minute. So first off, we start off with Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. I knew Jey Uso wasn't going to win. I knew he was going to win tonight. I knew he wasn't going to win at Clash of Champions. I don't see him as a credible challenger in the singles division. They tried their best, but I don't see him doing it in the singles run. However, it was a really great, I would say, slow match. Probably one of the weakest matches of the night. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso did everything they could to put on a good match with great storytelling and emotional, driven, traits. Where Roman tried to do everything he can to make Jey Uso quit, either drive-bying him into the post, drive-by him, Jey Uso when his head is in between the post and the steps, whipping him with a long leather strap. By the way, Jey Uso cursed during that exchange, which I hope everybody else got caught. It wasn't just me. Then Roman Reigns traps him with heel steps, monologuing and dialogue going around, and referee did everything they can. The referee stole this, saying that we need to stop it. He's your cousin after all. They really tried to make it emotional as possible, which they tried to do with this match and with the match at Clash of Champions as well. Then Jimmy Uso comes down and tries to stop it, and Reigns gets him in that guillotine submission and that makes Jey Uso submit, or I quit. It was really I would give it a C. I think it was okay match, but not match of the year, I would say. Either way, Roman wins and retains the championship, and I hope Roman gets to feud with someone else other than Jey Uso, because we would like to see that. And then we move on to the next match of the night, which is Elias versus Jeff Hardy. This one was one of those matches where, someone needs to have a match. It was a filler match, ended in a DQ. It looked like Jeff Hardy was going to go for a swanton bomb outside of the ring onto the apron with Elias in there, which I'm lucky he didn't. With the match ended in a DQ, which is okay with me because this match, I feel like it didn't really need to happen. This is not a Raw or SmackDown match. This is a match that didn't need to happen on a pay-per-view. So yeah. So let me move on to The Miz versus Otis, and the Money in the Bank briefcase is now on the line. This match was a pretty good match for Otis, I would say. We don't really see Otis pulling off those good matches. It wasn't a 5-star match, but it was a good match for Otis. The story behind this is that Miz wants to take the Money in the Bank briefcase from Otis because he hasn't been that smart with it. But then, in the closing moments of the match, after John Morrison gets ejected from the match, the Miz and Otis have pull off some more action, and then I don't know if this was planned or botched. I'm pretty sure it was planned, but Otis gets pushed into the ropes, and Tucker, Otis's tag team partner, nails him with the briefcase. So that means Otis lost, and because of that, Otis loses the Money in the Bank briefcase to the Miz, and now Miz is Mr. Money in the Bank. I would say this is interesting. I wouldn't say it was good. It was interesting because, one, This is a great turn for a direction for Tucker, and two is because Otis and Tucker have been drafted to a different brand, so we can't really keep up the friendship part between them. So yeah, Otis loses the Money in the Bank case. Tucker turns heel, and it was a good match. It was a really good match. And now we get to possibly the match of the night, or possibly the match of the year. Sasha Banks versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This match was absolutely perfection. This match had it all. Insane spots, good storytelling, great character work by both ladies, Bayley and Sasha. Bayley throwing Sasha into like some canes with her throat. Bayley hitting Sasha with a kendo stick while Sasha is trapped in the ropes. Sasha hitting a springboard, a high diving meteora. I would like to say it. In the closing moments of the match, Sasha Banks traps Bayley in her chair, and then puts his bank statement on, while Sasha is hitting her foot. Her foot is hitting the chair that is trapped in Bayley's neck. And now, Sasha is finally SmackDown Women's Champion. This is greatly deserved. Both ladies are great. It was a good match, and it ends with the right call, Sasha Banks becoming the SmackDown Women's Champion. Good call. And now we move on to an interesting match. Slapjack from Retribution taking on Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. Now early in the night on the pre-show, Mustafa Ali made a challenge to the Hurt Business for one of their guys to take on one of Retribution, and Bobby Lashley versus Slapjack happened, and Bobby Lashley made it happen for the U.S. Championship. I personally thought they could have gone with Mace or T-Bar. Slapjack, he seems like the weakest member of Retribution, and while that might not be true, we still need to see more of him. But I still think they could have gone with Mace. Anyway, yeah, this match is a total squash match. I mean, Slapjack, he gets some offense in, like he does like a really cool running DDT, but Bobby Lashley took advantage and retained the U.S. Championship. And I'm already losing hope. This is the second time in a week where they've had Retribution lose to the Hurt Business. Like, if they want to look like a credible threat, they need to like give them some wins. Hopefully that happens tomorrow night with Retribution. Hopefully if they challenge the Hurt Business again, they need to do it with a win. They need to beat the Hurt Business because Retribution needs to keep themselves like a threat. And another thing, that they can't have the Fiend and Retribution on the same show. To me, they're like special attractions. Like when you see them, like they give that special aura that makes them believable. And we can't have two of those on the same show. We should have like one on Raw and one on SmackDown. But somehow Retribution and the Fiend are on the same show. Anyway, back to the match. Bobby Lashley retains, and hopefully Retribution does get some payback against the Hurt Business tomorrow night on Raw. And then finally, we move on to the main event. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Now, the way this match began was also great. Randy Orton pretending to be a cameraman to try to sneak attack Drew. Obviously didn't work. Drew caught him. But then Drew and Randy, they have another good match. And their trilogy, Randy and Drew have been put on some incredible matches at SummerSlam and at Clash of Champions. This one was like less character driven than the Sasha Banks and Bayley and Roman Reigns and Jey Uso match. But I would say this match was really good. We at least got to see them on top of the cell, and Drew McIntyre takes a nasty bump from the cell onto the announce table. And two great things came out of this. One is not that important. Finally, we have a Hell in a Cell main event that didn't end on a technicality. This 2018 and ended with in a no contest. Last year, and we all know the Fiend Rollins fiasco from last year, but this year Hell in a Cell it ended with a clean finish, and we should all be thankful that it ended with a clean finish. Now, the most important thing that happened out of here is that Randy Orton is now new WWE champion. Now, I honestly didn't want Drew McIntyre's reign to end. I thought he was a great champion, but now we're gonna see where WWE goes with this. Where Randy Orton as WWE champion now. Hopefully, it doesn't have Randy and Edge for the WWE Championship. We cannot have Randy Edge 3. We cannot. Please leave it alone. So, anyway, everybody, that has been the full recap of Hell in a Cell 2020. Now, don't forget to click subscribe and check out litenterprises.com for all the amazing content that they produce. And we will see you all next time.